consortium that works on this one. Their methodology is it's called ATERN. They have a website. They also have a certification program from a foundation to practitioner to trainer, coach, examiner, up to consultant. Also, a very popular method that is part of the Agile family that you might want to consider too, depend on the software side especially. Lean also evolving from the lean manufacturing. There's also one methodology that has been developed by Pope and Dick there. It's called lean software development. Actually, this one is not necessarily an organization; is more like an individual that has, or a group, or a team, and actually the wife and the husband that has developed this method of developing software that is really using a lot of the lean manufacturing from Toyota as part of their development. So they're using the concept of Kanban, for example, and this one also help you to get into faster development and with better results. It's part of the Agile family. There is no formal certification program. I mean, the only certification that we found on this one is like the training that is given on lean software development. There is different organization that provide the training, and they usually would provide their own certification for it or their own certificate, but there's no like a certificate of a certified lean software developer, for example. Another one is extreme programming. I'm familiar with this one. I've seen it quite a bit in the area where we operate in Canada. This one again, it's kind of comes from the open source. One of the guy behind it is Kent Beck, and it, have some books that help you in order to get going on this one. And again, this one there's no certification that I've seen. There's maybe some training providers that would offer you a certificate if you do the training with them, but not necessarily a official certified extreme programmer, for example. So those are the four ones that have a lot of attention these days. There's others that exist, and if you type Agile, or if you go on the Agile Alliance, or just type Agile methodology on Google, and you're going to find them all. The point is, be aware that there is no an Agile certification, but that usually there will be a program as part of one of the method that is with Agile. And then again, on methodology here, there is other type of methodology that exists. The famous one is the waterfall method, or has different names, also called gate process, modified waterfall, sashimi, spiral. Those are methods that are been created by different authors, and usually the waterfall has been originated by the military and has been evolved in different area. And again, there is none organization that you could say it's a waterfall type of method, certification or program. Many authors that have developed theirs, and therefore you will have certification depending on which of the waterfall type of method that somebody has developed. But keep in mind, waterfall means that you're moving from, contrary to the agile method, where you would have been uh, putting together many things and advancing and having the team all together, and constantly working with customers involved and requirement changing. This one will be a set of a certain phase that needs to be completed before you move to another phase, and then you move to another phase, etc. And it's a constant moving from one phase to another phase, and that's would be the difference, a major difference here. It is, to me, as a methodology, it is a lot easier to implement something that is more waterfall than it is agile. Agile, there is a lot of benefit of doing an agile type of methodology, but if you don't know what you're doing, or if you are not getting control of this one, you might end up with a lot of problems. While in the waterfall, it's a lot easier to control, but then again, it might be you might waste a lot of time and might have to avoid many mistakes down the line that you could have picked up right from the start. So there is some pros and cons. Obviously, we're all very focused on time to market. So depending of your sector, depending of the type of project, you're gonna have to be careful here in the methodology you're gonna pick. Again, here I'm putting the APM group Prince2. As I said before, Prince2 is more than just a standard. It's also a methodology. It defines also the how to do the work. So I'm bringing back the same certification there. There's also not only the reasons I'm putting the CFPIE here. is not necessarily in the just in the software. There is other sector also that has their own certification, and the SCFPIE is an example in the clinical certification for bringing a new product in the pharmaceutical type of environment, where they have their own certification program. For example, for the CFPIE certification program, it's the Clinical Compliance Certified Professional, the CCCP, and for that you need to do 3 course. Okay, and there is others also in the construction that I didn't put there that you might want to take a look at. So when you type construction methodology, you will see that some of them appearing, and you might find out also in supply chain that exists. Usually they will be very focused in their sectors, and their approach and their training will be very dedicated for their own professionals. So if you are in one of these area, you might want to take a look in terms of finding the proper methodology in your area. And the last one I'm putting here is Method 123, not because it's a really a big organization, it's more a company, but what they do is they provide you a software, MPMM, to allow you to develop your own methodology using a framework that we've discussed previously. So it allows you to create your own methodology by using answering certain questions and adapting frameworks and then making it work for yourself. So it might be something you want to take a look at also. There's no certification, you just buy the tool and do it on your own here, and it's very good also for if you're doing consulting, you want to also implement the methodology, you could use that. And lastly, the last layer, and I'm not going to get into showing you that because that could be long, is the process tools and techniques. That will be like so many things that is going on into this, like the tools, like this MS Project, for example. You might have Primavera. You have so many different software tools that you could lose into this one. The different techniques such as VAVE, Innovation Management, Ishikawa, like I said, there is so many techniques that you want to use, connect to your methodology and the processes, also for developing business case, feasibility study, market study, and all of these things that you might need. So, in summary, you have a standard, whether you pick PMI or any other standard that exists. You decide of a methodology, you link it to the standard, and the methodology you might decide an agile or non-agile or a waterfall or something else that is more specific, or you develop your own methodology, you link it to the standard, and then you bring all the tools there, and you could pretty much seek different certification at all level. And I'm hoping that it helped you to understand a little bit where all of these things fits. Thank you very much. My name is Sylvain Gauthier, and I work with ProTrain Canada.